Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new review. Behind us is the new Peugeot. This is the 208 facelift in GT trim, and this is the new mild hybrid from Stellantis Group. We have an interesting free color in this lime green. I'm gonna type the name because I forgot it, but it's a really cool color if you want to stand out. Now let's jump into the review and check out the details. Here's the beauty in this lime green. Now the regular audience knows I've covered the E208 facelift, the electric version of the 208 in the exact same spec, GT trim, lime green, but I'm going to cover it once again because a lot of people will be just searching for the hybrid, in this case the mild hybrid. Now just technical detail, inside is the 1.2 PureTech Petrol. It's a 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol with the electric motor, and inside is a small, less than 1 kilowatt hour battery. Half is almost usable actually, but Peugeot says you can drive up to 50% electric, and it has max recuperation standard. So you anticipate when you want to slow down, you let go of the gas pedal and the car recuperates that energy and slows down. This also helps to less wear your brakes, so they last longer. So that's also economically an advantage, plus you save on the fuel. Now it's 6-speed automatic. Inside it's the new automatic for this specific mild hybrid. Now the specs out of the way, let's check out the car. Now key fob, here is the new key fob with a new shield. Lock on the top, unlock, you can turn on the LED headlights. Now daytime running lights at the bottom, flash only on the camera, don't worry. And these are the top LED lights only available in the GT trim. And the Allure and the Active, by the way, you can check those on the channel right now. Those have just the projectors. Let's come a little bit closer, check these out. So I'm talking too much. You can see these are projectors, but these are different. These are through these 3 lenses, and you have a bottom projector, I believe, for the long beam. These are just daytime running lights. These are new for the facelift. Once again, if I turn on the lights, but I love this. Look at this 3D details inside and on the plastic frame as well. And I love this contours. They really stand out on this color. Now, this little piece here is the turn signal. If I lock the car, you can see that. So, a little plexiglass piece there. And you can see the Peugeot signature right there. Now, I love this sharp edges, and look at this grille. It looks really nice because it has color details, but the back is gray and this piano black. It looks really nice. You have a little lip and little piano black accents there with a lot of details. Now on the front you have the beautiful standard 208 gray badge, new shield. It looks really posh. You have the standard front and rear wide lens camera for 360 parking on this GT trim. In the lower trim in the Allure, you get the rear camera. I think on the Active you don't get the cameras, but this is the top trim, so you get front parking sensors. These are actually 360, but front and rear standard. On the GT trim, on the Allure, it's only on the rear. And on the Active, I don't think you get parking sensors. Now, radar is right there, and huge thanks to Peugeot Croatia for allowing the car for a review. Now, once again, let's unlock the car and check it out. Now this color looks really interesting in this cloudy environment. That's why I wanted to film the car once again, maybe cover some details that I might have missed in Lyon. We're in Croatia right now, where I live. Now, yeah, it's a beauty. And look at the creases on the hood. If I move around, you can see those. These really pop. Look at the side door. Look at this 3D details. You wouldn't notice them on some different colors if they're darker, but this one, it really looks so dynamic and it pops. It's a head turn on the road. It's a free color. It's amazing, but it's not for everyone. So, pick your color. There are a few of them. These are 17-inch alloys. These are diamond cut. You can see the CNC machine that did the cut. You can see piano black and silver. You can see also plastic covers So these are for better aerodynamics, perhaps looks, and you have the new lug nut covers with the Peugeot shield. We have piano black arches and side mirrors there, and just a close-up on the color. Look at that. You can see this is a metallic color, and it looks quite amazing. It just changes on different light. Now the 208 inside is the same when it comes to cockpit. Now you can see also standard lane assist camera and light and rain sensor. Already also standard double glazed windshield. You can see the black contrasting side mirrors, long turn signals, and there is a puddle light and cold LED there. You have the mirrors. They don't have auto dimming, which is a shame, but they do have blind spot warning. And if I show you the profile, look at this little sporty hatch. Black tinted windows on the rear. Driver's side has the physical cylinder, and you can press here to lock, unlock. But the car, when you approach, locks and unlocks because it has keyless entry. You can also see piano black trim on the bottom. The top it's rubberized, and the gray GT trim on the end of the C-pillar. Black shark fin antenna, and this interesting and dynamic looking black spoiler with its beautiful tips at the end. Now, so car locked itself, unlocked once again. Big cover for the fuel cap. Now, if you uncap this, you can just hang this here, so you can see it doesn't actually maybe scratch all that piano black. That would be really a shame. But that's that. Once you lock the car, this is locked, so no one can pour out your fuel. You can see the rear. Now, I don't think I've mentioned the dimensions, sorry. So this is a 205/45 R17. And let's back up a little bit. When the lights are off, you can see that the taillights are smoked and they look connected with this back black trim. Now, if I unlock the car and turn the LED lights on, you can see the new beautiful design. Now they just changed it. Instead of having it vertical, it's now horizontal. It's a little bit changed, but it looks beautiful. Also Peugeot signature. And look at this 3D details on the outside frame, and then the plexiglass details inside looks amazing. Although not amazing, these gaps are kind of big, but I've noticed that the standards for gaps have been lowered because they're just rushing to push these new cars out. Sometimes these are kind of noticeable. Unlike this is perfect, right? Okay, just checking the car from this angle. Looks really sporty. Now checking the bottom here, you have the black diffuser with 2 strikes, fog light in the middle, cat eyes on the sides, and you have the real exhaust pipe. It looks nice, following the edge of the bumper. Now, here's the wide lens camera. There are white lights for the illumination of the license plates. You have the gray finish on the 208 and Peugeot signature there. Again, the black piece here looks like the lights, or excuse me, the tail lights in this case are connected, and the Prestige hybrid badge in this case. You can see the rubberized button here for opening, and let me just back up here a little bit. So it opens nice and tall. I am a 2-meter tall person, so 200 centimeters or 6.16 feet. So this opens quite tall. And voila, here's the cargo space. Nice cargo space for a small city hatchback. And you have a shelf here that's covered by cloth, and you can remove these. You can see that if you want to remove the top shelf, you wouldn't get a lot of space on the top, but just in some cases it might be useful. This is deep, so 5-10 fingers of height, so that's 20 centimeters approximately, to the loading area, which has this plastic cover. Now on the top here, we have only on the right side grocery hooks. I think they could have spared one on the left as well. Seats knocked down 60/40, and there is a warm light on the left only. Now this is a standard in Croatia. There's a first aid and emergency triangle. There used to be like spare bulbs. Let me open this because these are completely LED front and rear. Okay, there's a reflective vest. Although, yeah, you see, they use this all standard, but yeah, you haven't even a spare fuses. That might be useful, but those bulbs are completely useless in this case. And bear with me, I'm gonna try to open this. You have a spare tire, so that's a huge advantage because you know, patching kits ruin the tires if you puncture them. You should buy those little things that you just puncture through the puncture. You turn it, pull it out, cut it off, and just seals the tire puncturation. You can inflate the tire if you have a compressor, because if you use that foam, it ruins the tire. No one's gonna fix the tire, and then you have to buy 2 new tires. So just an FYI there. Okay, once again, there's more light from this side, and the car, or excuse me, the color just pops. Yeah, okay, let's go to the interior. Opening and closing sound, good. Now, these could open slightly wider. I would prefer that. If you have a child seat, it's kind of looking narrow here, but I think it's manageable. Here you have double sealing, seal going there, and the inside is sealed. Now, you can push here to lock if you have kids on the rear. So if you have a 2-year-old that doesn't know what's dangerous but likes to grab things, you can lock that for safety. Hard plastic on the rear, standard in the small city hatchbacks. It's like entry model. Piano black detail in the GT model, and this is softly padded, very lean, and has nice contrast. In this case, same as the exterior color, lime green. You have a speaker there, smaller pocket here, but you can put a small water bottle, and you have a nice leather here, Alcantara, my personal favorite combo, and gray and lime green contrast stitching. You have the Isofix right there behind the zipper. You can see that one. You can press here to knock it down, and you can open here so you can see the rear cargo space from a different angle. You have these little ears, so they hold a buckle, but I've found out in case of a crash, this rips off and then this extends, so it doesn't tighten you too much. It releases, but it still holds you. That's the purpose of those stitching and the little ear there. Now, I have backed up a lot. You can see it's a small city hatchback. It will be tight fit for me, but if a less tall person is sitting on the front on the driver's seat, this won't be so far up to the back. And you really have nice carpets. They're kind of really thick, looking like something you would have at home. And net here, this is plastic shell, but the rest is leather. Let's jump inside. Okay, so this will be kind of difficult. It's easier to get in, a bit harder to get out, but feet room is okay. In this case, feet room not okay. If an average person is sitting on the front, I would be okay with my knees, to be fair. And there's 2 USBs, so A and C. Transmission tunnel is a bit tall, not too wide. And the interior feels quite posh. On the GT trim, you have a black roof liner. And look at this, they try to maximize the headspace. You can see that, right? And these are on because the doors are open, but these are touch LED. You at the back, and let's hear the closing sound. Excellent closing sound and excellent soundproof. Now let's check the headspace. Okay, for a 2-meter tall person, just raise that headrest. Yeah, it's an issue, obviously. So not everyone is super tall, such as myself. Okay, I'm not an NBA player, but not that tall, but taller. For an average person, like a little taller than the average, this will be the case. You may be touching with your hair, but for smaller person, like it will be okay. So let's be fair, not everyone is tall such as me. But okay, on the top here, slowly closing handles on all four sides. But look at this, no hooks, not even here. I would prefer something to put a shirt or, you know, and seatbelt is not height adjustable. You can see these press in to lower that, so works same on the back. That's that. And let's get on the front. Okay, it's manageable to get out if you're a tall person, but it won't be comfortable for a longer journey. Now, this is recommended if there's two of you, maybe have a small child, you know. Okay, front doors open wider, slightly heavier, slightly better closing sound. There you go. Now, tire pressure, not to miss, is right there. You can pause and read that. Okay, so checking the doors, same hard plastic, carbon fiber imitation on the GT trim, piano black, and contrast stitching. This is slightly padded, this is covered by leather but not padded. You can lock the rear windows for the kids. All four windows are fully automatic and powered. You have powered side mirrors. There's a water bottle here, for example, so there's a lot of room here, and there is a speaker also there. Peugeot aluminum doorstep. Okay, seats back and forward. You can see the tilt, and you have the lumbar and massage option. Now you have textile leather, same combo as on the back. You have small bolsters at the bottom, slightly bigger on the top where it's important, and you can see that, and you can see the top. Now, I wanted to mention the sport paddles. They're looking nice, but I've had an issue with the brake pedal. I thought it was a brake pedal because look at this. These are my kind of track sneakers, and they have this kind of, let me show it this way, kind of winter tire style rubber. So when I was releasing the brake, I would kind of get stuck, and then I've noticed this. I've tried to put it back, but you can see I just, with the top of my foot, I pull it back, and it's something that's kind of flimsy here. So I would remove that altogether, so you would avoid potential situations when using the paddles. You know, that's something they should consider fixing. Now, continuing on, there's a lane assist button there to turn it on or off. Steering column is manually adjustable. You have the sport pedals, but they're attached to the steering column, not the steering wheel. Here you have buttons for the cruise control. It's a kind of odd position. You can see here speed limiter or cruise off, and then you have the pause. You have the distance button, and you're gonna figure it out. There's buttons on the rear as well, but it's pretty easy to use. Once you understand, you can always read the manual to figure it out. Light control, I turned this for the car demonstration. You should keep it on automatic. Now let's sit inside. I'm kind of tired of sitting here, and just before I get inside, yeah, the camera will have issues focusing. You can see that this, you can see there's a green light here. There's like anti-reflexive coating on this piece, but there is a screen here, and it's being projected to this, which kind of mirrors the picture. So if that makes sense to you, and you can see this space between, and this is the Peugeot digital cockpit. Okay, closing sound. Okay, let's do it properly without the bottle in the pocket. Okay. Switching to wide lens. Okay, so this is my point of view, sort of. It's actually like this, and more backwards. But I can see the screen when I come close. This is what happens, but I can see it. Steering column is adjustable once again, but Yeah, this is the Peugeot steering wheel. They kept this style where it's supposed to be on the bottom. So the cockpit is on the top, but um, I know a lot of you are not fans of this. Let me just put it like this, so it's going to be easier to film. In this case, it's really hard to drive. You know, I had to do it for the point of view, but usually it's up and I have more room to maneuver. But it's a two-spoke, flat top and bottom. You have the GT badge on the GT trim, but the steering wheel is actually exactly the same. On the GT trim, it is perforated on the sides, and the rest it's all leather standard, and the leather has a nice texture there. You have the new shield, and you have on the GT trim contrast stitching as a bonus, volume, digital cockpit options, voice commands, source like Bluetooth, USB, a list. For this one, you press and then you can scroll through the radio stations. This one just shows the list. Phone calls. I've mentioned the sport paddles. You have the wiper controls. Press this one for the trip computer. And this one I forgot. Now this is soft. You have speakers in the A-pillar. Soft, soft, soft. And then hard plastic at the bottom, which is kind of understandable. Now, start stop button here if you have the keyless entry. Now this is a new screen. It's slightly bigger and has sharper resolution. It has, I believe, new hardware, so it works slightly faster. Now, the bottom is the same, AC vents below. You have nice physical dials for the volume. You have the touch controls for the heated seats on the front, touch controls for the shortcuts, home, car, and climate, and then you have the physical buttons for the climate option, lock, unlock the car, front, rear defrost. There is a USB-C here for fast charging, other ones for media. Now, you can see the water bottle here. This one's kind of wider, so I'm just gonna put it to the side there so it doesn't, it's in the way here. Press here, there's a wireless charger here, and this is a rubber mat. You can put something here. This is also rubberized. Piano black with all its pros and cons. Might look nice, but you can see the finger smudges, dust, scratches easily. So not really sure why they're still using this, but they did reuse the entire cockpit. So we're waiting for the new generation of 208 to see something new. Excuse me. 120 watts or 12 volt outlet there. Park manual if you want to use the sport paddles, and then this is shift by wire. This looks nice. At least the quality is nice. So you can see park, reverse, neutral, drive. This is a palm rest. If you have really small palms, I don't know. Electronic parking brake engages automatically and releases automatically. Unfortunately, no auto hold in this car, and you have the driving modes there. These are rubberized at the bottom. You can clean them. You can see it's kind of dirty. This is a press car, and someone was driving their dog inside, so the car was full of hair. I vacuumed it again, although they kind of cleaned it, but they didn't do it properly when I picked up the car. This is nice and soft, and it extends. The sides are cloth, but really nice and soft. You can see there is this little rubber cubby. There are some parking tickets, and like not tickets, like parking cards, and there is a lot of room in there. You can see my hand, so it goes like halfway here to the cup holder. So these are just like paid parking, not parking ticket. That was a mispronunciation of the meaning in Croatian and what I was trying to say in English. Unlock, slowly opening, very deep. I cannot reach the end. You get a book for the manual. The rest is like paperwork for press people to have license to drive this car and so on. Okay, just to check the top, you have baseless mirror. It looks premium, but There is an issue with the overview in this car, and this is the thing that this, if I was a shorter person in height, I could see better here, but when you're tall, this is covering a lot of space on your front, and this goes down. You can see this plastic trim where it goes. I think they should have put the mirror slightly taller here, but I'm not sure if you would get a little space than here. But this is a huge blind spot. Look at this. And then the A-pillars are also blind spots for the pedestrians. You have to be careful when you're driving. So those are some of the cons I think they should try to fix, because I understand this is hard to fix because there's an airbag here going through here. But this could be fixed. This could be like put it up more or something, but it is a blind spot. It's something you'll have to live with if you want this car. You can see here seatbelt information, airbag, and these are supposed to be like temperature sensors if I'm not mistaken. These are touch lights when the car is on, and you have the road assistance and emergency calls, speakers for the, are these speakers? They might be actually temperature sensors here. I think the speakers, no, actually there's no speakers here, so this should be speakers and temperature sensors. You have the visor, document holder, and you can see on both sides you have the beauty mirror. These lights turn on when the car is on. Now let me show you the headspace. On the front, it's never an issue in the European or American models. I've only noticed perhaps in new Chinese cars that their seats don't go too much or the way I would like European cars, all the way down, because I guess, you know, they haven't thought of that because their people are less tall, same as Japanese, but the Japanese do go lower. So yeah, again, in this car, no issue for the headspace. I'm saying this because I get a lot of inquiries from you who are taller, such as myself, or close to my height, about that. So I hope I was clear on those. So I am connected to the Apple CarPlay, as you can see, and it interrupted my video. Hopefully it won't happen again. Now you can see these lights come on. They go off when you start driving. Okay, I'm gonna focus on the 3D cockpit and then switch to the infotainment. Now this one, I forgot what this one does. It's not doing anything apparently. Long beam. Okay, so push storage yourself. I think this is supposed to activate. So there's a light here, but this is the light control. But I think this was supposed to activate perhaps only at night, because there's a light sensor over there. So it activates the automatic long beam. I think this might be it. We're going to cover that in the night point of view driving. This one's for the trip computer. You can press here, it always pops and then it goes away. So this is the current information. It's 0 because we're stationary. This is trip 1. So I did 80 kilometers today. It was 6.5. And this is almost 200. This is someone before me, but I didn't reset this trip. So the person before me always has a higher fuel consumption compared to my driving style, but he had it close to 5 or 5.5. I am going later today from Zagreb. I'm here in Zagreb now, going to Zadar. I'm going to a wedding. I'm going to use this car. So we'll do a proper 300 kilometer trip to see what's the real fuel consumption on the highway. And when I come back, I'm going to do the night point of view review, and I'm going to do my standard route through the city avenues at night and see what's the fuel consumption when you're cruising nicely at like 70 kilometers per hour, perhaps. It's like a mix of 70 to 80. Now, the rest of the digital cockpit, you use the scroll wheel here. Now, you can see that it's a 3D when you move to the sides. The Allure doesn't have the 3D, and then the Active has classical needles. The Allure is great. It looks the same graphics, just without the 3D effect. Honestly, the 3D effect looks beautiful, but it's overrated. You don't really need it. I'm saying this because when it was, reductions in production, it was not available, so a lot of people were complaining in some of my videos, but you're really not missing a lot. But I get it, it looks cool. Now you can see here the driving, you can see the dials, the classical one. So you have the power, eco, and charge. When you're driving, you can see that in the point of your driving. You can see the setup of the onboard battery and the drivetrain. So the front, this is of course a front wheel drive. You can see the petrol or electric when recuperating, and you can see the classical RPM digital way without those bubbles. This one is where you can see your fuel consumption. Now the two personal ones you can customize in the infotainment option there. Navigation, well, it shows the navigation. Let me just show you comparison. So this is a big screen, and then this one's the smallest screen. If you flip the lights, then it'll go to dark mode, and this will dim. If you go to the automatic, then it increases in brightness, and this goes to the theme. Now the last one was navigation, then driving. Comes the car. This is for the distance, and then let's come back to the dials. Now I forgot the fuel capacity, but I think it's 45 liters if I'm not mistaken. Check all the technical details of this car in the video description below. Now to the main infotainment here. You can see here there's a shortcut for Apple CarPlay. It might interrupt my filming, we're gonna see. Okay, it works. Now you can see the Apple CarPlay, and it doesn't lag. Before it used to lag when I was recording, I mean I'm recording with my iPhone, so it would lag, but this is working really nice and there's no lag. So this is just telling you that they've put a faster hardware inside. Now if you press the home button, yeah, I pressed it and it activated Siri for some reason and then interrupted my filming, but this is just because I'm filming, otherwise it works normally. Now just to focus here, you have the little home and then you have the 3 pages. You can customize all of these pages, and you can see here all the presets. Now this one has the full array of the icons. You can have this view as well, but over here you have them all. Now you even have games. I've said this in the 2008, and I would like to see some games for the electric version when you're charging it. They added these. You have the tic-tac-toe, you have the hangman, and you have the 2048. It is very basic, but if you want games, you have them. Now let's just cover these. So you have the lane keeping assist, start stop automatic brake system, speed limit recognition, panoramic cameras, lane keeping assist, start stop automatic braking system, traction control, tutorials. You have the climate, comes to the same menu if you go there, and application driver I showed you, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto if you have one, and okay, the navigation has the night mode, it has the 3D, it's really fast, and it looks great. It's finally, you know, the way it should have been before. It was a bit laggy, but they fixed that, and the cameras for the backing are HD resolution. Let's not forget that. So you have the front and rear, you have the wide lens, HD resolution. Once again, the sides, you don't have the side cameras, but the backing camera maps the sides. And you have the projection when you move the steering wheel. When you come to something on the rear, the camera switches the angle. Let me see if I can back to that fence there. So you can see the mapping, and let's slow down. It's gonna change the angle when you come close. Oh, see? So that's that. So I'm just gonna come back to stop here. Okay. Since this can drive electric, it also has the pedestrian warning system when you're driving, that artificial sound, and that's that just to show you here, you can have multiple profile if it's a family or a company car. You have this different shields, so that's nice. And you can see here you can customize the display cluster. Now you can
adapt your infotainment.
Press here. Then you can adjust what you want on those personal infotainment options on the digital cockpit, or here on the pages. So that is that. You can customize all of that by adding or removing widgets. Screen color, you can have these 3 different, and you can link them to driving modes. So not to forget driving modes, you have the normal, you have the sport, and you have the eco. So I've set the different colors. This one's blue, so I can go to the green one. So it's just the needle color changes, as you can see there. Interior color, you have the ambient colors. I will do a night review where you can see that better. You have the ambient lights on the front. And screen color, I actually showed you that, sorry. Interior color, okay, sorry. And active sports sound, available only in sport mode. I actually haven't tested that, but let me just see if I can switch to sport. I am in neutral. I don't hear the sound. Maybe when you hit the high revs, it maybe projects through the speakers a sporty sound. You can see all of that. System, brightness, and it's not really necessary to have that full brightness here. Audio, you can play with the sound settings, dynamic, middle, treble, balance. Okay, this would be useful, I guess. Vehicle lights, access, safety. Actually, this would be also useful. You have the software updates over the air now, and that is it. I'm gonna wrap it here because I don't want to be too long, but I wanted to show the speakers here just to sorry, I didn't realize the sound was that. I wanted to switch to radio. I'm gonna do a little demo. The speakers are quite decent. Okay, I can't play it for too long, not to get a copyright strike, but that's that. Great sound, great little car. More impressions on the road, actually, in the night point of view driving, because I've been driving this car, but not long enough. I was really impressed when I had it first time because it acts as, I would say, as a plug-in hybrid that you don't have to charge. You get here the information about your driving. So that's a benefit in my book. But I'm not sure if this will be right for all of you, because I'm used to recuperation, at least in this case max recuperation. Some of you like mild recuperation so the car can coast. Sometimes max recuperation isn't the best for perhaps going downhill because you have to keep pressing the gas. But when you're in the city where most of you will be driving this, it's very useful because it charges the battery. That helps you spend less, in this case, petrol. Again, 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine, linked with the electric motor, small battery, less than 1 kilowatt hour. Blue thing here is your washer fluid, and you have to use the little leg here. They could have added gas straps if you ask me, but it's okay. This is the 100 horsepower version. Let me drop. So this is a 75 kilowatts or 100 horsepower. There is a 100 kilowatts, if I'm not mistaken, and 136 horsepower version. I think this is fine, but more horsepower is never bad. So, if you want more, this car would be even more fun, but it's pretty okay with 100 horsepower. I'm gonna wrap it here. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, I'm gonna appreciate your like, subscribe, and comment. Also share this on Peugeot forums. Also helps me a lot. with the algorithm. That's what the algorithm likes. So if you think this review was informative and nice, help other people who are looking into this car by sharing the video. That's how the algorithm works. So once again, thank you. The best way to award my work is by sharing this video, liking and subscribing. Hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to watch the point of view driving with no talking at day and separate night point of view driving with full impressions on the road. And there's going to be separated night reviews so you can see how this baby looks at night. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Until next one. Bye.